Hey, what's up, Exit the Matrix family? Bob here. Hey guys, I just wanted to do a quick video just explaining my views on God, or like I like to call God, the creator of all, or the source. My whole life, I've been searching for this answer. I've always known in my heart that there is a creator, that there is a powerful higher consciousness that we are all connected to. And my whole life, I searched through religious books, spiritual teachings, ancient history, and just tried to look at as many views on this as I could. I've never been the type of person that just kind of hitches my buggy to one horse, so to speak. I've always I, the religions that I've looked into, religious teachings, what I found is there's a lot of truth, but there always still felt like something was a little missing. Well, I would say this long journey of discovery that I've been on my whole life, I'd say about 2 years ago, it finally came to a culmination. And I realized that, and this was just in my heart, just in kind of putting together all the puzzle pieces of everything I've studied up until that point. I realized that I couldn't really put an identity on God. I realized that God is the all, is the source of all energy, love, and light and creation in the universe. And I felt this in my heart, and I couldn't really, people would ask me, well, how do you prove that? What's your, I mean, like I said, it's a culmination of everything I've studied, but it came to a point where I felt that was the right explanation of what God is to me. Well, I feel vindicated now. Recently, I have been deep diving into near death experiences and actual clinically dead people. I'm talking people that were, this one guy I listened to today, and this was all proven by paramedics and everything, that he was dead for over 2 hours. I mean, brain dead, everything. I mean, literally in a body bag, zipped up, cold to the touch, no pulse, totally dead. And the reason I've started deep diving into near death experiences, or I should say, the accounts of near death experiencers and clinically dead experiencers, because I started realizing that everything I was searching for here on earth was based on man's point of view of the identity of God, of the essence of God. And I started realizing, that we're looking at this from a human perspective. All these religious books are from a human perspective. I don't care if you go, at least in recorded history, to the Hindu Vedas, the Sumerian, Akkadian, Babylonian, cuneiform tablets, the Egyptian writings, the Hebrew, Judean idea of God, the Zoroastrian idea of God, the Christian view of God, the Muslim view of God. I realize that that's all man's points of view. And I know I'm going to get bombarded with, I'm speaking blasphemy because, I'm not, stating that the Bible's correct, or, that the Quran's not the correct version, or the Mormon version of, their book isn't the right version, or the Hindu Vedas aren't the right version, or these ancient, religions, like Zoroastrianism and stuff. But I stand firm in my ground because I feel very vindicated, because listening to all of these people that have these NDEs, there's always a similar story in all of them. I mean, all of them basically go through the same things. They go through the life reviews. When they pop out of the body, it's very similar experience all of them have, like being back in their spiritual self, and outside of the body where the spiritual self is constricted. All of their explanations about, how you think, how you see, what you experience in that, when that happens, is all very similar. Even being in kind of a dark void, you start, as you turn away from your body and you go the other way, it's like they always say there's like a pinprick of light in the distance that you're drawn to, and it's just all this black void. And they say you don't have to walk towards that light. You just think about, I want to be at that light, and then boom, you're there. And they say as you get close to that light, you feel the greatest warmth, loving feeling that you could ever imagine. And they say once you feel that, you don't want to go back to your body. You want to stay in that presence forever. And this is a very similar thread that goes through all of these NDEs. And I started realizing, we put so much faith in what man says. And yes, technically these are, men and women that are having these experiences, even children. But you got to realize that they're giving you the perspective from the spiritual point of view, in spirit, not from the human body's perspective. And they go on to explain how this light beckons them. And sometimes family members, meet them. Sometimes religious figures. Sometimes Yeshua, Jesus, meets people. A lot of times Hindus find that Vishnu meets them. Buddhists, the Buddha comes and meets them. Sometimes they're what are called elders. The council of elders come meet them. Sometimes spirit guides. But the underlying thing is that they all explain this light, and they all explain that it's like this huge light that just encompasses everything, that they realize connects all of us and everything, all of creation. And they all explain how this light is like the source of all energy and light and love, most importantly, love and creation in all of the known, universe, or creation, as you would say. And I started realizing, that is God. Mankind for thousands of years have been trying to put this into words and explain it to others. And man likes to build, ceremonies and traditions around these teachings, trying to humanize God. But when these people that are in their spiritual bodies explain God, it's so simple. So simple. It's love. And sometimes I like to, call this energy, this source, Father. However, people explain that it's, neither male nor female, and it's both and all. It's everything, And something else, that's fascinating about, what these people say is that some of these people that actually speak to the source, it speaks back to them. And it's just so happy that they're back. It's their child. It's like a father welcoming his long lost child. And they all explain that, This Father is so happy to have us back, this source, because we go on the hero's journey when we go into the human body. And they say even though you, at least in the full spirit, you leave the presence of this source, you still are always connected to it, and you can always talk to this source. It's always there for all of us. We're all connected. It don't even matter if you're somebody that's done a lot of evil in the human body. And they say that we're all its children. We're all sparks of divinity. We are all co-creators with this source. And we're all loved by this source. It don't matter what you feel like you've done wrong. It don't matter what evil you feel you've done. It's not even that the source forgives you. The source never held it against you. The source realizes what you go through on this hero's journey, and it knows the temptations of the flesh, of the body, of the human avatar, and of this world. And it doesn't need to forgive you. You're already forgiven. You always have been. It just loves that fact that you're back. And I just find this so deep, but so simple. We all live in fear. Don't you guys realize religion is part of the matrix of this world? It's part of the system that's been built around us to control us while we're in these human avatars. Now, it wasn't our Father, it wasn't God or the source that did this to us. It's man. We've always built our own hell. We've always tortured ourselves. We've always pushed love away. Not everybody. And to be honest, we all do evil. We all do good. We all give love and we all give hate. But this source, there is no hate in this source. But we have free will. And our Creator wants us to have free will. Our Creator wants us to create. Our Creator wants us to explore His creation. Our Creator wants us to bring back that data to Him. Everybody says that when they go back and they have their life review and all that, it almost feels like they're downloading the data of their experiences, and they're also being uploaded with the data of knowing. They say that when you're in the spirit, you have that access to the Akashic records is what we like to call it. Many people call it here on earth, but you don't even have to go search for it and retrieve it. It's just there. It's just, you automatically have access to that. I will do some more videos on this because I'd like to go deeper. I know some of you have said that I ramble on too much in my videos, so I'm going to cut it here pretty short. But I hope that inspires you. And if you don't want to take my word for it, go listen to what these people say, their experiences. And many of them are told to come back to tell us, to teach us. Some of us, that's our job when we come here. It's to teach love. It's to teach about the source of all energy, love, and light, and to not be afraid, and that we are co-creators, and that there is no fear in this realm. Fear is hell. This Creator never created a hell. That's all man-made. It's part of the fear that's been put on us. And you don't need Jesus to be forgiven to the Father. Not according to these people. They all say on the other side. In fact, the spirit guides, you can call them angels, whatever you want to call them. In fact, that source itself, they kind of chuckle about that because it's all man-made. They say there is no religion in heaven, in that other dimension, in the spiritual realm. There is no need for forgiveness except forgiving yourself. When you get your life review, you have to forgive yourself for what you did to other people, to how it affected them, the evil deeds you did, or negative things you said or did to them. You have to forgive yourself. The Creator doesn't need to forgive you because the Creator's always forgiven you and has always loved you. So I hope this reaches your heart. If you feel like you have to earn that love from God, just know God already loves you. And I've had to find, this has been a road I've had, a long road for me, and I've come to this understanding. And I feel like listening to these near-death experiences has finally given me the last puzzle piece I needed to put it all together. And I finally realized, like, look, there's a reason why I came here. My job was to teach people to search like I've always searched. And I think I'm finally nearing the understanding. And it's just such a glorious thing. I'm going to go deeper into this on some other videos I want to do on Yeshua, on some of the other beings that people have spoken with on the other side, that masters from this realm. And I want to go into a little more explanation about what that's about. And if some of you are thinking that I'm being blasphemous against the Bible and all that, perhaps. The Bible's a tool. It's helped lead many people, to search for God, and that's a good thing. However, getting caught up in the dogmatic beliefs, or let me say this, traditions and ceremonies and all these different things that man likes to wrap around the search for God, that's all man-made. And a lot of it's just, BS, if you want to know the truth. But we'll go deeper on all this. And so, yeah, anyways, I love you all, and I will talk to you all later.